Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. This is nothing other than a little rant about the current state of wrestling. Honestly, in my mind, I believe that 3 hours of Monday Night Raw is too long. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I think that this is a no-brainer. I think this is things that people have been said. I just don't understand why WWE would go out of their way to keep making these 3-hour Raws when they know that the people out there are not sticking around for what would be the main event. They're actually watching the first 2 hours and not watching the last. I remember when WCW Nitro was around and they used to run the 3-hour show. They used to always start an hour before Monday Night Raw because Monday Night Raw was only a 2-hour show. And with WCW, it was pretty much the same thing. When people would watch the first hour, and you would see some numbers drop for the second hour when they would flip over to Monday Night Raw, and then even more would flip over for the the main event versus the main event, because normally WWF Monday Night Raw would give you a better Raw over Nitro. But honestly, in my mind, there is no competition out there for wrestling. I know that people are always saying that people will watch football on Monday Night Football, and that's always a big competitor for them. And now that the NFL season is moving into the playoffs, now there's not going to be that competition for them anymore. I just feel that 3 hours of wrestling, it just seems like it's a chore now. I remember before they made the switch, they were doing a few of those specials. It seemed like they were doing about a special a month. Every once in a while, they would have a special that made sense, whether if it was the Raw draft or if it was Rock is Raw, whatever it was, where Rock came back and sort of made a out of the blue appearance. But it was it wasn't a hype up WrestleMania or anything like that. It was him coming back for his birthday or something like that. And even at that point, it was just like, man, these 3-hour Raws are just too damn long, and I don't know if I can do it. But as I listen to the Wrestling Observer podcast, as I listen to the Law every week when they do things from the mailbag, or if they do things like the Q&A at the end of the show, it just you just hear all of these fans just talking about the fact that WWE gets paid by USA $100,000 a month to have this extra hour of entertainment, which is basically $250,000 a week, and they're just chasing away fans who just don't have the 3 hours to sit there. I mean, even with the DVR quality, where you could fast forward the things you don't want to watch. A lot of people these days are like take this for example. I know that I talked to Miguel about watching Monday Night Raw last week, and I thought that it was a really good show. And I was talking to him, and he said he watched it on his DVR in about 20 to 25 minutes, watching things that he just wanted to see. I know that Ravi, Assault and Battery 777, he doesn't watch Raw anymore. He might go on YouTube when something goes down and it's really, really big and look for it. But except for that, he waits until WWE uploads a few hours after Raw ends. It's called the Top 10 Things That You Needed to See for Monday Night Raw, and it basically shows you in a matter of 3 minutes the 10 things that we're supposed to take away. You don't have to watch through all 3 hours. You basically watch it in a tenth of the time about what's going down. When Raw was 2 hours, that was an easy thing to set out of their mind. I understand that there's main events. I understand that there's NXT. I understand that there's SmackDown. I don't remember the last time SmackDown really mattered in the world of WWE. They don't even tweet about it that much. You can tell that it's definitely a show that is on the back burner. It's not like back in the day when WWE was trying to make sure that both shows were even. When the brand split went away, basically all of your guys drift over to the A show, and nobody wants to be on that B show. If they get booked on there, they know it's just going to be a match. I'm not saying they go out there and they give it less than what they would do for a Monday Night Raw. It just doesn't come off as something that's important. If something does catch fire and WWE realizes that everybody's talking about something that happened on SmackDown, no need to go out of your way to see it. They're just going to do the match again on Monday Night Raw because they feel like they'll be able to deliver the same quality thing, and then they'll have something that everybody's sort of catching fire with. They do this all the damn time. I don't know. The one reason why I've set out to really start watching NXT, and it sort of sucks because I made this sort of proclamation last week, and I sat down and I watched NXT, and I put the review up, and it was a good show. And then fucking NXT Week 2 comes up, and it's on Christmas, and I missed it. And I feel like I let everybody down, like I'm being a hypocrite, but it's more than likely what I'm going to watch tonight. It's only an hour. I don't have to really feel like It's a chore to sit down and watch this. It's probably going to be 3, maybe 4 matches, 2 advertisements for something that's going on the WWE Network. It just really makes sense of what's going down. But when they're using their 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, whether if it's to tell us to all start sending out touts, or whether if it's telling us how to download an app, even though if you have an iPhone, you're already going to know how to download apps, because it's not like you're going to get an iPhone and the first thing you're going to want to download is a WWE app, and then they're shoving the network down your throats. I think that it's been going this long. It's almost been going a year come February 23rd, or whatever it was. If you have the network, you want the network. The way that it's going to get spread around about people wanting to get the WWE Network is maybe them making things network exclusive. The one thing that really worked, that they haven't done since, which doesn't make any sense at all, was the Backstage Raw segment. After Monday Night Raw ended, they gave you one more bonus match, which was Sheamus versus Rusev, where they traded the United States Championship. Anybody who didn't have the network was going out of their way to try and find that match any way they could. I'm not saying that people were throwing down $10 to see it, but it made something on that network mean something. A WWE Championship change sort of is still something that people want to see. The title changed hands. They want to see how it happened. The titles change hands on Monday Night Raw every once in a while, not all the time, maybe a few times a year. But it still was something that the people wanted to see between Rusev and Sheamus, 2 guys that don't really bring a whole lot of eyes to pay-per-view or to television, but for some reason, because it was a network exclusive, even though the match was only like 5 minutes long, it was something that people desperately wanted to see. And those are the things that they should be going out of their way and doing. But 3 hours of Raw really is killing off the fan base. There's not a lot of people who can really sit through that anymore. They just got other shit to do. And I wish WWE would understand it, because I think that, when I post this video up, I think that definitely a lot of the comments are going to be people saying that they DVR Raw, they fast forward through a lot of it, they fall asleep by the time it's over, lots of things. And we'll just have to see what people say. But I don't know. I know that WWE is a company. They got to make their shareholders happy. More money makes those people happy. They're already at the show. They don't have to pay any more money to book it. It's only 1 more hour of television. I don't know. I don't know what else they could do. Maybe if they filmed the 1 hour before, like they used to for Superstars or anything else that goes down, maybe they can make some sort of show that USA would want at a different time. But I understand USA wants viewers, and people tune in to watch Monday Night Raw more than probably anything else that's on that station. But it's killing off the wrestling fan base by having it go that long. And this is coming from a person who doesn't even watch the show. Peace out, everybody. Have fun.